in organizations where people like leave, like
it's not just leaving, few points leaving.
Yeah, and I'm talking about maybe, let's say in a year, you could have like 20 people leave your organization. You should check the core of it. You should check. So let's say if from a department, let's say the finance department has 5 people leave, and that 5 people leave in, I say, so like it's back to back and so fast. Like the first 2 leave, and then the next 2 months another person leaves, and then the next 2 months 2 people leave again. I feel like that should scream to someone that this place might be toxic.
Hello, corporate buddies. Welcome back to another exciting episode right here on the 9 to Thrive show. So, we are your corporate online besties. We'll share your thoughts. We'll say what you are thinking. The things you don't want to say. All your frustrations at your workplace, you can share with us. If you have any sweet topic you want us to discuss, we are here for you. And I hope that so far you've enjoyed our episodes on our channel. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and all that you have to do to support us. My name is Mary Grant Amwa, and I'm here today with
Mama Ikia Ampoma.
Donna Ikia Ampoma.
I need to take my time.
Yeah, some of us in this show.
I need to take my time so that they remember my name.
Mary Grant Amwa. All right, so today's topic, I really love it. I think I love all the topics so far. So, today's topic, you're looking at signs that will scream toxicity
in your company.
Yeah. So when we say something is toxic, what do we mean? Like in layman terms, how would you describe toxicity?
I would describe toxicity as, when we say a place is toxic, like I don't have rest and peace of mind in that place.
It's like you're always on the run.
Yeah, it's like you're always anxious. Like there's a bad thing going to happen.
Like when you wake up early in the morning, you take your bag and think that you want to go to work.
And then you cry small.
And this me a call. And then me a call.
That sounds so personal. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Blink twice if you need help.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so let's move straight into some of the signs that you would notice if the place is a toxic environment for you to work in. Will you start?
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing you need to look out for is constant restructuring. Like they're always restructuring,
I'm listening.
Like there's always a restructure, and when we talk about restructuring, I mean it has to do with there are like lots of things going on. Like every time this one is being shifted into that position, and then that person is being shifted into another position, and there's like lots of things going on. This one is becoming an executive today, or completely out of the job role they were first in, and there's another job role that the person has no idea of or no knowledge of.
And it's like it's too quick.
Yes, and it's very fast too.
Yeah. So like just to buttress your point, when we talk of constant restructuring, so it's like today I wake up and I'm like, you see, this thing is not working for us.
Yeah.
Let's change it. So like in a year you can change it like 4 times.
Yeah.
And like I think at the beginning of the year, each company would have their strategy and what they want to work with and all that. So like whenever you wake up, you want to bring up something new.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that innovation and things is not good, but like constantly restructuring positions really take a toll on the staff that are working there. Because
that's
like
true.
no best sorry, call with me a security man.
Mm.
Best sorry that yeah, something else that
Yeah.
you didn't wake up
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
So it's one of the key things that screams toxicity when it comes to constant restructuring at the workplace. Because I mean, today you're an executive, tomorrow you're an officer, the following day you are moved to another department to go and start a whole new life.
Yeah.
The next day they are joining another department, like they are merging other departments. The next day, like, it's a whole lot of things. So personally, that's my take on that. Yeah. The next one is high turnover.
You know, in organizations where people like leave, like
It's
and
not
I'm
just
talking,
leaving,
and I'm
frequent
talking about
leaving.
and I'm talking about maybe, let's say in a year you could have like 20 people leave your organization. You should check the core of it. You should check. So let's say if from a department, let's say the finance department has 5 people leave, and that 5 people leave in, I say, so like it's back to back and so fast. You know, like the first 2 leave, and then the next 2 months another person leaves, and then the next 2 months 2 people leave again. I feel like that should scream to someone that this place might be toxic.
Yeah, what's actually going on?
What's going on that people keep leaving? And most times it is not because because sometimes people can find better offers outside, but because of their loyalty to the company they are in.
Loyal dogs, or you don't think so?
Sorry,
like they want to be loyal dogs, or maybe they don't want to leave the company to go to another place. That one is a different thing altogether.
Yeah, but some people are truly like loyal to companies, and they feel like leaving them would be, and the companies don't necessarily make them feel that way, so they would leave automatically.
Okay, so it's one of the things you should check out for. Because like I can't just join a company in like 2 weeks. Every time like somebody leaves the company, what's sacking them? What's actually the problem? I think was it last month, like just currently I wrote an article on attrition rates, like people leaving companies, people being laid off, people frequently exiting your company. And I stated that it's not like an HR problem, but a leadership problem. When you look at it extensively, you get to realize that no, it's because of somebody that the person is working with, some of the traits the person is exhibiting. It's trying, like, it's screaming toxicity. It's screaming, I'm not supposed to be here, kind of thing. So
that's true.
Those are the things I highlighted.
This actually eats into new hires leaving early as well. You hire somebody, within a month the person is like, I can't stay here. I can't stay here. What's happening? You know, so sometimes you should check these things, you know. Even as an employer, this is also for you. I feel like this episode is also for you. You know, you should look at this and then have that change of mind that, okay, it's not my employees all the time. It could be me as well.
Exactly.
It is not you. I'm the problem.
Oh, but that's I'm the problem. It's never going to happen. They will never be the problem. The other thing I can touch on is when staff starve themselves at the expense of like work.
Preach.
Instead of you to go for lunch. I mean, there's a reason why the company allocates
this particular time
for you to go and chop. Then they will, some may even ask, why are you going for lunch? Or hey, are you eating?
Are you going to eat?
Hey, do we eat here? Like those things. So I mean, I have to eat in order to get the energy to also work. So these are some of the things that we should look out for in order to check.
And also touching on another point, that's micromanagement. I feel like that's the
peak
of it all. You know, sometimes there are some employees, you know, like I feel like over here we should just state it emphatically, like we should just be blunt. There are some employees that like to be micromanaged, you know, but as an employer, you should be able to identify who to micromanage and who not to.
Yeah.
Because you could do it, and sometimes it could become a red flag between you and then your employee, between you, the employer, and then your employee. Yes. So this thing should be monitored. This person I am doing this to. Oh, every time. Have you done this? Hey, have you done this thing I asked you? Have you done it? You should give the person...
It's not like having that. They'll tell you, come and show it to me before you go. So every sentence, you come and show it to me.
At every point, you need to show some sort of evidence that you're working on it. And now I've come in a position where when you do that to me,
you get angry.
I get upset.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you told me the thing like 10 minutes ago. Wait 30, 40 minutes before you come and ask me the progress. Or let me come to you and be like, this is what I have done so far. What do you think can be added to this for it to be great or for it to be better than what I have done? Leave me in my elements. Let me work on it. And sometimes leaders do not know how to be leaders. They know how to be colleagues.
Yeah.
So with that, they grow into this leadership position that they always want to be in your work. They always want to be because they feel like as colleagues, we are always chatting about your work and always showing you what is going on. So as a leader, I should be able to do that. Onia, go and be your leader.
The other thing I want to touch on, with regards to the micromanagement, some of the things that you hear your bosses say, did you CC me in that email? It will be like, what's the status of this again? And then, are you sure you can handle this? Why did you employ me? Are you sure you can handle this? Then, can you send me a detailed daily report?
No.
The other last thing I saw was like, don't make any decision without running them by me.
That is the one that I have a problem with. I feel like if you put me in a position to be a lead over my role or be a lead over what I do, you should be able to trust my decision making, especially if none of my decisions have caused problems to the organization. But if for whatever reason whatsoever, you wake up one day at the wrong side of your bed and you feel like you want to eat into my decision making, then we are going to have a problem.
I know, right? It's really a strong point.
Which also transcends into rumors and gossips at the workplace.
Mate. I heard.
See, if you love corporate gists, but at some point, you should close your ears to listening and close your mouth to saying anything, because you could get yourself into trouble that is not warranted for, or you didn't even make plans
for it.
Just like.
But corporate gossip too is sweet.
Your friends
is like, hey, did you hear? Have you seen them?
Have you seen? See, that's even the lesser part of the corporate gossip. It is when you hear that this HR director at this place has transitioned to another company, and it was because of something happenings. See, when you know that kind of gist, it's like you have some is this CIA information. The information is so sweet because you feel like, wow, I am up there and I'm knowing this kind of...
I know things.
My dear.
Office gossip, dear. You can't take it out. It's the spies.
Yeah. But please, be well aware of what you say and what you listen to, because I've actually been in a position where something I have said had almost gotten me into a situation.
Really? What did you say? Or you can't share?
Oh no, so it's not like I can't share. It's quite personal, but I'll just say that, when leaders are having conversations and you have the chance to be there as a subordinate, like someone who is like under them, you should mind what you say.
I think in that position, you should really mind what you say.
Especially when the conversation being had is about another leader.
Yeah.
You should mind what you say so much.
I feel you.
Because at one point, they are going to throw you under the bus.
And run over you.
Mm-hmm.
No police go catch them. Take the next one for me.
Okay. So the next one is also task overload. Like, why? I feel like sometimes organizations feel like when you write so long of a to-do, it means that you are working.
You are working. Some people can just come in and just warm their seat. The parties then you come and sit down. Then now they are working.
And the people who don't want to go home early. At what time I would say coffee now they want to sit 6-7 p.m. to show that they are working. Oh, God is watching you.
I wanted to say something, but it's okay. God is watching your buttons.
See, I don't have a problem with you staying later. I have a problem when you want to keep me there as well.
Yeah. Like, they will just be calling you a clock watcher. Because above 5 an hour upon.
And see, I feel like if I am able to come earlier than you, I should be able to close earlier than you do.
Exactly.
You know, which I feel like all these conversations are like very intertwined. You know, all these things, it fits into the other.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about constant restructuring. We've talked about high turnovers, which is like frequency, which has eaten into the new hires that are like leaving, and then people don't take their lunch breaks. And then you go and gossip.
1 hour, 30 minutes, then you come back.
Then you come back, and then when you come back, you have all these tasks that you need to accomplish before the day ends.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to take the other one?
Yeah, I would. The next one is constant disrespect and low motivation. I feel this really saddens people's spirits. Like, it brings your spirits down as an employee because you literally spend your whole day at the office, sometimes more than 8 hours. So when you take your bath, you pick your bag, you dress up to come to work, only to be talked down on, only to be disrespected, only to be told in different ways that you are not worth it, or like, I mean, the words are literally telling you that, hey, madam, when you just say, we okay? Like, are you not dumb? Are you okay? Are you really up to the task of those things? So this particular one will really make people leave your job. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you're not even adding any worth to
value.
Yes, and you want to even devalue me as a person. Yeah. So I feel it's like, if you had to really do a poll right now to find out why people actually left their jobs, you will get to know that the low motivation part and then the constant disrespect aspect, because like, you can just be called and certain things will be said to you in certain ways in open spaces, even if it's on phone, like if it's a phone call, in person, indirect, like different avenues. Some of these things are said constantly to disrespect you as a human being and even as a worker. So like, it's really, really frustrating, and it really screams toxicity. Nothing.
I feel like you've said everything on this topic, you know, because in the corporate space, I know people say this a lot, but I like to emphasize on it that there's no age in the corporate world. Yeah. If you are 40 years old, I don't mean that.
Like, maybe if you think age is the number, die.
Like, because in the corporate world, you are graded on your level, you know, instead of your age. So you could have someone who is in her 20s and she's a manager, and someone in their 30s who is an officer. And that person is higher than. So if you want to feel like you can use your age to like be disrespectful towards someone, so say,
and I know these Gen Zs too will not allow some of these attitudes because, like, oh yeah, can be face to face.
So there'll be like a back and forth.
Yeah, and it will really sound like disrespect. But
I want to ask you this question. Okay, have you ever had Sunday scares before a Monday morning?
I posted about it some time back. I was like, how your staff feel or how your employees feel on a Sunday night tells them or tell people about how their workplace
Yeah.
culture is.
Yeah.
Because I should be happy. I saw a post that said, those that are happy going to work on Mondays are those that are stealing from the company or they
Yeah.
have boyfriends there. But me, at this point, I'm sad because, like, some things are not just making me happy. And I mean, I'm supposed to be happy at the workplace because that is where I earn my money and that's where I work and I put my brain to use and all that. But like, if I'm scared on a Sunday night because of work, I think you need a reset.
That's
you
true.
Need a reset.
That's true. Well, I'm
like
at the
I've felt like that before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm at the position now where I think I'm part of the group that's either steal from their office or
Are you stealing?
or they are dating someone in their office, because I love my Monday mornings now. When I wake up in the morning, and this is something that as an employee as well, you should also train yourself to do. Even, I'm not saying you should stay in a toxic environment, but sometimes also you could take out your focus from it being toxic by talking positively about your day that Monday.
Okay.
So I'd see that every time I feel like I can't do this, and I'm like, I love my job.
Yeah.
I'm here to work. I'm here to kill this role. I love it so much because I applied for it. I got it. And I'm here to learn and to break all the barriers. And you see that within a minute or two, I'm picked up again. I love my job again. Yeah. I'm good to go again. You know, so I feel like there might be toxic people in your office space.
But the why should drive you. I agree. Because
the why should drive you.
If you really know the purpose and why you are doing that particular role, that should be the motivation factor for you to pick your bag, shake it off, and then move on. And do that. Yeah.
Move on.
So you take the next one.
Okay. So we have, when do I pack my things and get out of the kitchen? When it's hot, when it's burning hot like a furnace.
In the oven.
Pack your things and leave when you feel like you've had it up to here.
Is it here or here?
My dear, wherever. As long as
above.
it's above. You know, I feel like that's because I've been in positions where I felt like I just wanted to just up and leave. And then I've had one or two people tell me that this is not the right time. And I'm so glad I listened to those people because every time they've told me it is not the right time for me to leave, and I listened to them and stayed, the right time indeed came for me to leave.
Exactly. Give me a high five.
Seriously, the right time came for me to leave, and I left very well, because those moments where I took the decision on myself and I wanted to leave, it was in a haste, it was in anger, it was because I was upset. But when I listened to those advices from people, and then they were like, stay, it's not the right time, then I left at the right time. I left peacefully. Like, I left with my value and my pride intact, with my ego intact, and dignity intact.
Preach on.
It actually feels like I'm giving a sermon now.
Yeah.
So yeah, to you, Mary, when do you think it's time for you to pack your bags and leave?
Just like we said, you said that it's when you've had it up to here, above your head, you're drowning. Just say, you're gasping for air. Pack your things and leave.
So it's when you wake up early in the morning and cry before you go to bed.
Pack your things and leave. Because exactly at the end of the day, everybody will anger you. Like as like one case I'll be food and like you're just on the edge. You're just waiting for somebody to open the home work again. Like you get when you get to that point and you don't see why you're supposed to be there, just pack your things and leave before you go and infest people with bad energy and all that.
Do you want to take the next one?
Which is, can a company be toxic and still have great perks or benefits?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that'll be what they will lure you to keep staying.
We'll do this for you.
Yeah,
give you a house.
We'll
give you a car.
We'll give you some big insurance.
And all that. They can still be toxic and be killing you. You spend from Monday to Sunday, you'll be working back to back.
Yeah.
And because you think, maybe I would like get these benefits
Elsewhere.
Because you know you're not going to get it elsewhere. And that which you know you're 30 years, but your back is 80 years. Why you so I mean that is that on that side. The advice I would give someone who is finding it difficult to live in a toxic environment would be that why are you still there? Like, I know that something is driving you, but that thing, that your passion that is driving you to achieving your target is not even being fulfilled because of certain surrounding circumstances. So the thing that is causing that event, do you really want to break the chain of causation, or you want it to still continue? I'm gonna make a legal terms. I'm sorry. Do you really want to break that chain of causation, or you just want the chain of causation to be broken? So if you assess your life, you think that's fine. They have great benefits. They have great compensation plan. They have I get to travel and all that. And because of that, you sit there and get high BP. That one there, it's up to you. But make sure that wherever you are moving to will be an upgrade of where you are. So that when they see you, they'll be like, hey, we pan like I'm funny. Hey, look at where you are, like you're big. Like show them, let them know that's God day. Simple. That's what I have to say.
Okay, so an advice I would give to someone who is finding it difficult to leave a toxic environment. I like to bring in the God factor here.
Yeah.
I like to bring in the God factor here. Pray about it. You know, I've come to the realization that God, when you trust God with something, He gives you a solution to it.
Exactly.
So if you're finding it difficult, because you're going to really find it difficult to leave, you know, it's like you're in a toxic relationship with a man or a woman. People in such situations actually find it so difficult. So one, the God factor is very necessary. Pray about it. Let God give you a solution. And you'd find out that it is with God that you can break free from that environment. You can't do it with your mind. Because especially when you're in an environment that makes you feel less of a human being or makes you feel worthless, you'd feel like, as you are leaving, who is going to employ you? Because you've been fed the mindset that you can't do anything. So you need to pray, break free. God will give you the solution. God will let some company that you don't know come in, like you won't even have to apply for it.
It will just
it'll just take you by surprise, and then you feel like, oh my goodness, I didn't know that I was this worth it. And then you'll be free from it. So the God factor is very important in your decision. Yeah.
I really believe that you'll be free from any toxic environment if, like, just like all that you've said, you make sure that you identify some of these things and know that this is how I want to approach it. This is the way I want to approach it. This is when I have to get out of here. This is when I have to stay and endure, because there are certain things. I know somebody who said there are certain things they want to learn from that particular company before they move on. So that thing, I want to learn before, because they know that in their next stage, that is going to be of help to them. So because of that, they'll just try and endure for like a year or two or something, just to make sure that they get all the necessary trainings that they would need for their next journey. They are just using that company as a stepping stone for them to move up higher and higher and higher. So we just want to leave this with you, that know what you really want to achieve. And know when to pack your things and go. And know that God inside. You know, there's a God somewhere.
Preach, sister. Preach.
So this brings us to the end of this exciting. I really loved this episode, like, quite enlightening and all that. We are not professionals, but we are just like your co-worker in physical life, that if you are not okay with something, we just run to seek for advice. So just take it as like we are just your work besties, and let us roll in this 9 to 5 show so that everything will be jejely for all of us. Catch you another time. Bye.
Ta-da!